So apologizing means expressing regret for something that you did. A sincere apology involves reflecting on your actions, taking responsibility for them, and making changes to improve things in the future. So giving an apology can help repair a damaged relationship while showing care and respect for the other person. So part of an apology is that you need to first and foremost reflect on your actions. So you need to think about how your actions contributed to the problem, even if it wasn't the sole cause. So this is an important point here. Even if you weren't, you weren't the sole cause, or it's not entirely your fault, or you can't take all the blame. Try to look at what you contributed, even if it's partial. Take part blame or take responsibility for even part of the conflict. And this can always be done, and this works like magic. It actually works like magic. It de-escalates conflict immediately, as opposed to becoming defensive or blaming and so forth, which only escalates. So when you take blame or part blame, it sounds like this. It can be like I did use some bad language. I apologize for that. I take responsibility for that. I did raise my voice and I was aggressive. I apologize for that. So there's always something that you could have done better that you can take responsibility for. So think of how you contributed to the problem, even if you were not the sole cause. Even if someone else also contributed to the problem, ask yourself, what was my role in this? Try taking the other person's perspective on how does my actions, or how did my actions look from their side. This requires empathy, understanding perspective, that how did I look from their shoes, okay? And as a result of my actions, how might the other person feel? So as a result from what I did, how may the other person feel? You need to start thinking about that. You need to take responsibility for your actions, okay? So to say I'm sorry is an incomplete sentence. I'm sorry is not a complete apology. You need to say I'm sorry, and then speak clearly about what you are apologizing for. So you need to identify what you did, the behaviors that you did, that you were apologizing for, and it needs to be specific. So when you just say I'm sorry, it's too vague. It doesn't come across as sincere, as opposed to I'm sorry for the language that I used during our argument. I was disrespectful to you, and I understand that would hurt your feelings, and I was wrong. You see the difference between that and, yeah, I'm sorry, get over it. You see the difference there? So you can start off your apologies by saying I'm sorry for, and then enter the specific behavior that you are apologizing for. You can say I apologize for, it was wrong of me to do such and such. I feel terrible. I shouldn't have done that. I take that back. This was my fault. I should have did this instead. So these are ways that you can apologize. Listen and improve. Give the other person a chance to respond without interruption. Okay. So when they're responding, don't cut them off. Listen. Non-defensive listening, active listening, and don't butt in. Give the other person a chance to respond without any interruptions. Forgiveness, after a regrettable incident, may take time, and it's actually not even guaranteed. However, being prepared to discuss the issues in a respectful manner and apologizing is the ingredients or the recipe for forgiveness to occur, for changes to occur. So here's some 3 myths versus reality about apologizing. Myth number 1, that love means you never have to apologize. You never have to say sorry. People say, well, she knows I love her. I don't need to tell her I love her. Or she knows I'm sorry. I don't need to always say it. I don't need to always say I'm sorry. I said I'm sorry once. I don't need to tell her that I'm sorry. This is a myth. The reality is apologies can be particularly important when you love someone. Actually, it's very important when you love someone. An apology communicates that you care about the other person, and you care about their feelings, you care about their perspective, and you actually want them to feel better. That's what an apology is. That's the reality of an apology. Myth number 2 is apologizing is as simple as saying I'm sorry. The reality is merely saying I am sorry is not a complete apology. As I said, an apology requires remorse, regret, an attempt to make right the wrong. You need to make what you did wrong, you need to try making it right, and taking steps to make sure that the problem doesn't occur again. Okay, make the person feel that you are sincere, with remorse, and that you will try your best, that it doesn't reoccur. Myth number 3 is apologizing will make me look weak. Okay, so if I apologize, then I look like a weak person, or I lost the battle. Excuse me. This is a myth. Actually, apologizing shows you are secure enough, you are confident enough within yourself, okay, to admit, when you've done something wrong. It also shows you have respect for yourself and the other person. Okay, so it's a myth to believe that it makes you look weak. Actually, in fact, it makes you look that it makes you come across as, or it shows that you are secure. You don't have insecurities in this area, or any arrogance, and so on and so forth. So lastly, I'll give you this scenario. Imagine you are a guest at someone's house, and they offer you a drink, and you're sitting next to them, and you spill that drink. Let's say it was lemonade. You spill that lemonade over their leg and all over the floor, and you just say, "Oh, I'm sorry," and then you just carry on doing what you're doing. You just say I'm sorry, and you just stay there. You don't move. That's not a sincere apology. How would you look saying I'm sorry without trying to get up and fix that? A proper apology would be, I'm sorry, and you'd get up and pick up the cup, and you'd go look for the sponge, and try to clean it up, and so on and so forth. And if you are the one hosting, you might even say, "Would you like another drink?" After you cleaned it up, or after they've cleaned it up. Even though you might not allow them to, the guests to clean up, but they'll still get up and try to do something. Just saying I'm sorry for spilling that, and then carrying on, leaving the cup spilled, leaving the cup broken all over the floor, that's not a sincere apology. So likewise, in relationships, apology needs to be followed up with change of behavior. This is evidence that your apology was sincere and truthful. There's more to be said in regards to how to make these conversations happen. Maybe in my next video we can talk about how to facilitate these conversations when it comes to regrettable past incidences, how to process regrettable events. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, like it, share it, and I'll see you next time.